To celebrate hitting 3,000 subscribers, we'll be opening up a One Piece EVO 2 booster box as well as a Pokemon Journey Together Build and Battle box. All you gotta do to enter is leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be opening up both boxes once we hit 3K, and we'll be selecting 2 lucky winners to have all the hits from these boxes sent to them. See you at 3K. Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we'll be opening up the brand new One Piece starter decks 23 to starter deck 28, featuring Shanks, Bonnie, Buggy, Luffy, Blackbeard, and Yamato. Super stoked to open up these starter decks. Exciting new cards to add to already very powerful decks. Most notably Shanks, Blackbeard, Bonnie, all 3 very high performing decks in the meta already. Luffy, a lot of the cards in the deck I feel like fits into several of the Luffy archetypes. We're gonna start off with starter deck 23, Shanks. Before we get into the actual contents of the deck, we're gonna open up the booster pack of OP11 that the starter deck comes with. Hoping to pull at least 1 alt art today. I think that would be very nice for sure. Definitely not guaranteed pull rates at all in any way, unlike booster boxes where you're at least guaranteed 2 alt arts. These are completely randomized, which is kind of nice in its own way. Now we have a rare Lord of the Coast and a Shirley. Alright, nothing crazy out of that first pack, but we're going to get into the starter deck. So obviously comes with a Shanks leader. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it, but basically the ability, once per turn you can give up to one of your opponent's leader characters minus 1k power. So really good defensive ability there. We're gonna go through some new exclusive cards from the starter deck. We have Uda. This is the first SR exclusive to the theme deck. 2k counter, 6 cost, 4k power. If you have a character with 10,000 power or more, give this card in your hand -4. Obviously synergizes with the 10 or 12 cost big bodies from Shanks. Very decent. You can just play down a blocker just with using 2 Dawn, which is extremely efficient. But what I want to bring your attention to is the 9 cost Shanks. If your opponent has a character with 8k base power or more, give this card in your hand -3. With lots of big bodies. I think the only deck that this would kind of be useless against is probably green purple Luffy. I don't think there are a ton of 8k base power ones, but on play, leader is red hair pirate or Uda. Leader gains 2k power until the end of your opponent's next end phase, so makes your leader quite tanky. Another exclusive card is Beckman. On play, trash 1 from your hand. If your leader has red hair pirate, KO one of your opponent's characters with 4k base power or less. Not bad. The Luffy is also an exclusive. Activate main, give opponent -1k. Yasop, another exclusive. Give 1 rested card to your leader character. And the rest, I believe, are just reprints. Yeah, Lucky Roo. But yeah, it's a good start for sure for anyone who wants to build Shanks, and comes with the Dawn cards, which is always handy. But that is it for Shanks. We're gonna move right along to the next starter deck, which is Bonnie. Bonnie starter deck 24. We're actually gonna switch it up. Let's look through the starter deck first, and then we'll get into the pack. So unlike Shanks, Bonnie actually has some pretty cool reprints. We'll get to the reprints in a bit. First of all, let's look at the exclusive SRs. Kitten Killer. On play, look at top 5. Classic Searcher, but it does have a counter and on opponent's attack you can trash to set a Dawn active. So pretty versatile. Definitely a nice addition to Bonnie decks. We have a big 10 cost body, Law Beppo, team up, tag team card, I guess you can call it. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters, and that character will not be active in your opponent's next refresh. Then if your opponent has 2 or more rested characters, you literally gains 2k power till the end of your opponent's next end phase. Very good defensive card. Helps with the green strategy of like resting and buffing and all that good stuff. Capone Beige, blocker, on play. If you had 6 or more rested, draw 1, trash 1. Basil Hawkins, end of your turn, set 1 Dawn active, so synergizes with Bonnie. X Drake, on play. If your Supernova type leader rests up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then set 1 Dawn active at end of the turn. I love that it's a 2k counter too. But you get 4 copies of Scratchman Oppo. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. This was like a $3-ish card from EVO1, so really good reprint. Definitely bring the price down, but this is a must. One of the must-haves in a lot of green decks. The rest of the cards I believe are all reprints. Yeah, we have some film cards. I think it's film. Actually, no, I don't think it's film. Luffy, Zoro, some green events. Yeah, everything else is straight reprints. But I quite like the Bonnie deck. All right, let's get on to the booster pack from the Bonnie deck. Let's see what we can get today. Honestly, haven't seen anything too crazy from the booster pack, so hopefully we can get something nice. Obviously still on the hunt for the gold or pearlescent Luffy Gear 5. Wouldn't mind pulling that at all. It'd be crazy if we pulled it from a starter deck. We have a Brûlé and oh, Monkey D Garb SR. Not too shabby. Alright, on to the next starter deck. Starter deck 25. It's Buggy. Let's go ahead and see what the starter deck comes with. I'm honestly a really big fan of the art for Buggy here. I'm usually not a fan of Buggy, but I feel like they did the illustration very well. Really like Crocodile Mihawk. This is one of the exclusive SRs. On play, draw 2, trash 1. Then play a cross guild type character with cost of 4 or less. This doesn't really synergize well with like the Buggy strategy, but it is a good big body because once returned, cross guild type character will be removed from the field. You may trash 1 card from your hand instead, so a good defensive card. But I love that it helps sift through your hand. Just another big body to play down with a 4 cost. So I guess you could probably play down the Crocodile Mihawk and then slap on the Buggy next. Activate main, you may trash 1 card from your hand and trash this character. If Buggy is your leader, play up to 1 cross guild type character. Cost a 6 or less from your hand, so yeah, that kind of synergizes. Because I think the general strategy with Buggy, you want to have most of your characters be cost 5 or more to use the 10 cost Buggies. So this pretty good synergy with the Crocodile Mihawk card. Not too shabby. The new Alvida is pretty good too, I heard. You've got 2 more characters with a base cost of 5. Character gains 1 cost, so it bumps it up to a 5. On play, if it's Buggy, draw 3, trash 2. Another great way to sift through your deck. And we have Kabaji. This also gains blocker and +1 cost, so satisfies the cost 5 requirement. And I believe that is it. Oh wait, no, hold on, we got Emoji. Emoji, another one that adds 1 cost if you have 2 or more base 5. On KO, if Buggy's leader, 3 or less cards, just draw 1. 2k counter, very solid. Everything else, reprints. But yeah, This is basically the big play for those of you guys who aren't familiar with Buggy. On play, just place one of your opponent's characters at the bottom of their deck. Then if you do not have 5 characters with cost of 5 or more, then you gotta place this at your deck, at the bottom of your own deck. So you do want to have a bunch of 5 costs before you slap this down. So that's why a lot of the new cards and promos help out, and it's really great that you get 4 copies of the Buggy promo. This was a pre-release promo, so very nice that they're making it quite available for players. But yeah, on to the booster pack. Let's do it. See if Buggy can give us something nice. It'd be crazy if we pulled a Ultra Leader from one of these packs. Let's see what we got. We got a Neptunian, Black Maria, Tashigi, Otohime, Ishili, Koribu, Minsmoke Yonji, Desuplets, Usopp, Shirahoshi Leader, Red Hawk, and a Brulei. Alright, that was a leader pack, nothing crazy. Let's see, on to the next one. I believe the next one is Starter Deck 26, which is Luffy. This one I'm really excited for. I'm personally planning to build green purple Luffy, and I think there's a few cards in here that would be a valuable addition to the deck. I also really like the design of the black purple Luffy. I'm a huge fan of this art of the leader as well. But let's take a look at the exclusive cards. So first SR is Nico Robin. On play, Dawn -2. Add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck, set it active. 2k counter. Very nice. 6 cost 7k Luffy. On play when attacking Dawn -2. Multicolor leader. And if your opponent has 5 or more Dawns, your Straw Hat leader base power becomes 7. Very, very strong. I think this goes pretty well with green purple Luffy. It bumps it up from a 5 to a 7. Obviously you can use it in blue purple, but a bump from a 6 to 7 is I mean, it's still good, I suppose. But this card here, the Soba Mask, this one is really good with blue purple Luffy. If you have Sangoro or Sanji character with 7 base or more, so basically this is referring to the Secret Rare Sanji. Give this card in your hand -5 cost, so you can slap this on just with a 2. On play, return all your Sangoro and Sanji characters to owner's hand. So you basically get a 9k beast by playing 2 Dawn, and you can recycle the secret Sanji to use the on-play effect from that again. So kind of broken. You have a Chopper blocker, on-play Dawn -2. Rest up to one of your opponent's Dawns or characters with a cost 1 or less. And General Frankie, the last exclusive card from the theme deck. On play Dawn -2, give to your opponent's characters -2. Not bad. 8 cost 10k. No counters though, so a little bit of a break. But yeah, everything else is reprints. Nami, I think the Usopp, is it this Usopp? I don't remember. One of the Usopps was getting a little expensive. But yeah, we have Gum Gum Giant reprint, very strong card, and the Dawn cards. Alright, so that is it for the Luffy starter deck. Let's see what the pack gives us. It'd be so fitting if the pack comes with a Luffy Secret Rare. That'd be nuts. Absolutely bonkers. Alright, let's see. We have a Mocha, Little Sadie Neptunian, another Neptunian, Gum Gum, Yonji, Zephyr, Niji, Excalibur, we have a Shirley, and a green event. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we only got 1 hit out of 4 packs. That is rough. Hopefully the last 2 packs will be a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go through it a little faster, just because I think most of you guys do know what it comes with. But yeah, feel free to pause the screen if you want to give the cards a better read. But let's look at the exclusive promos for the Blackbeard. 6 cost, 6k, blocker, on KO ability, play up to 1 Blackbeard type, cost of 5 from your trash and rested. Not bad. 2 copies of Kuzan, 2 of these 7 cost 8k Blackbeards. Activate main, rest character KO, character with a cost of 3. On KO, add 1 black card from your trash to your hand. Helps with managing the hand size for sure. Here are some other exclusive cards from the deck. We have the Avalo Pizarro, 4 copies of those. Katarina Devon, another exclusive card, 4 copies. San Juan Wolf, 2 copies of those, and everything else, I believe, are reprints. Yeah, everything else is reprints. And Fulalid and the Dons. Alright, let's see what the booster pack from the ST27 theme deck comes with. Let's hope for an alt art. Let's do it! Alright, Fisher Tiger, Judge, Morgan. We have a Frankie. Sorry, camera's a little out of focus. Chiffon, Bartholomew, Doll, and a Katakuri. Alright. Another SR, but a pretty good SR, if I might say so myself. Alright. On to the next starter deck, ST28 Yamato. We're gonna go ahead and look through the theme deck, starter deck I mean, first, and we're gonna open up the booster pack to wrap up the video. Alright, so we have the Yamato leader, very nice design for the leader. I will say, I am a little disappointed that they didn't come up with more like green Land of Wano cards. That would have really helped leaders such as Kinemon and Kazuki Oden, but it is what it is. I don't know why they printed these cards in yellow. They should have, if these were green, that would have been very nice, but it is what it is. Let's see what we have. We have a 6 cost 7k Momonosuke. Your turn, if you have 2 or less life, leader gains 1k. Activate main, return 2 of currently giving dons to your cost area rested. Character gains rush and 1k power. So not bad. We have 2 of the Yamato Searchers. And let's see, some other cards that are exclusive to the theme deck. Ashura Doji, on play, KO. If your opponent 3 or more life, KO one of their base cost 5 or less characters. Izo, Don 2, character is blocker, on play, Wano type, leader gains banish. Not bad. If only these cards were green, man. Oh my god. Missed opportunity in my opinion. 4 cost, 5k, 2k counter Kinemon. Your leader is Wano type, opponent 3 or less life cards, play it. Yeah, another card that would have been amazing if it was green. But I think everything else are reprints. So yeah, I think that is a wrap for today's theme decks. Just making sure we didn't miss any cards. Yeah, these are all reprints. We're gonna go right into the last pack. Let's see if this last pack can redeem our opening today. Not to say that we didn't get any good cards. I mean, the Garp and the Katakuri are all very solid, but we are hunting for alt arts, man. Come on. Just one alt art. I will be a happy camper. Let's do it. Come on. Okay, I can't really tell. We have a Judge, Mocha, Lola, Ein, Blue Hole, black event card. Zoro, is that a good sign? Is my boy Zoro gonna bring us a good card? Cerube, Borsalino, and oh. Gonna get the camera to focus. I think we got something here. No way! That is awesome. All right, I'll absolutely take it. Absolutely take it. We have a secret rare, Monkey D. Luffy. Not bad. Not bad. It's not an alt art, but it's a secret rare of one of the best decks in the format. Very happy for that. Very cool. All right. I'll take that as a win for sure. Good way to wrap up today's opening for sure. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what starter decks you guys are planning to pick up. I'm personally really excited to build Kobe and green purple Luffy. But yeah, we'll see. Blue purple, definitely a force to be reckoned with, so we're gonna see how that pans out, but very interested to see how these new cards help the existing meta. That is it for me today, guys. Don't forget to leave a like and comment to enter the giveaway. We're giving away all the hits from an EB02 booster box that we're opening on the channel once we hit 3,000 subscribers. But yeah, that is it for me today, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well, staying safe. Till next time, take it easy.